Hi, and welcome to episode 6 of the X Factor Wrestling Show. It is currently 3:20 in the morning. I'm up late doing an essay, pulling an all-nighter, but I figured I'd take a quick break and then put up another episode for you. But excuse me if I am a little bit weary. First, I got a few questions, more from Puton69. I didn't get many this week, or the past few days. I got from two different people, and they sent me a few questions each, so I'm gonna get to those, and let's get started. From Puton69, people said Jericho was returning at Cyber Sunday, then the night after they said he'd return at Raw. Didn't happen, and now everyone is saying rumors that he's going to ECW or SmackDown. Which one is it? Well, as far as everyone knows, it's Monday Night Raw that he's going to be on. That's the flagship show. That's where all the ratings, are most important as far as the WWE is concerned. They want to impress the USA Network. My guess would be on Raw. I'd be surprised if he didn't debut at some point before Survivor Series. I would even say this coming week. But I mean, the latest video, or Save Us 222 video, the latest one says, what was it? Whatever the date after November is, I can't think of it off the top of my head, and like I said, it's after 3 in the morning. But it points to the Monday Night Raw after Survivor Series, so whether or not this is the WWE just screwing around with, the smart marks like me, I don't know. But my guess would be Monday Night Raw, and I think that's a pretty safe bet. He definitely wouldn't go to ECW. SmackDown possibly, but I really, really doubt it. So Monday Night Raw is probably your best bet. Second question, do you think Sandman, RVD, and Sabu are going to TNA? I know I've seen Sabu in Mexico wrestling, but he could change his opinion. RVD and Sabu possibly. I heard rumors a couple months ago about Rob Van Dam going to TNA. The latest I've heard is that he's just taken time off to enjoy, the fruits of his labor over the past few years. But I would say, yeah, I would expect him to be in TNA at some point. I don't think it's really imminent, but probably in the future. Sabu as well, I would say. We'll probably go back to TNA if, they have a spot for him, but yeah, I wouldn't expect to see either one of them ever back in the WWE. Sandman, I don't think so. I think I don't know why TNA would have any use for him whatsoever. I think, he'll hit the indie scene again. He's set for life. He has no, he wrestles because he loves it. The guy's rich. Like, if you've seen any of his shoot interviews, I think with even NoDQ.com, they had a drunken interview with him, and he went over his whole financial status. He said, he has no need to wrestle. He wrestles because he loves it, not because he needs to. I don't think he'll ever be in TNA. Just my opinion. Who knows? But I haven't heard anything about it. Number 3, Kelly won Monday and was attacked. Do you think that was a personality boost and The Miz will fire her from ECW and she'll go to Raw for the Women's Championship? No, absolutely not. She'll be in ECW until ECW is no more, which, who knows. But she's going to show up on SmackDown because SmackDown and ECW are sort of merging, technically. So I would expect to see her on SmackDown a little more. I don't think she'll be on Raw because she can't wrestle. She knows nothing about wrestling. She's just a pretty face and, not very talented. Number 4, Booker T going to TNA. Yes, he is. Will he be a babyface or a heel? And is he planning on staying, or is this just going to be one special appearance? As far as, if he's going to be Sting's partner, my guess would be he appears as a babyface, as most WWE rejects kind of do when they first show up on the scene, but eventually I think he's a better heel than a babyface in my opinion. So is he planning on staying? Yeah, this won't just be a special appearance. He'll be sticking around. And the great thing about TNA is that he doesn't have to work the WWE schedule, so really he's working 2 or 3 dates month with TNA, because they tape all their shows on one day, and he could continue working with his, or he'd have more freedom to work with PWA, which is his independent wrestling promotion down in Texas. And by the way, that's the reason he had the big falling out with the WWE, is because they didn't make his promotion the new development territory. They made Florida Championship Wrestling instead, and he was pretty pissed off about that, and I don't blame him. He spent a lot of money under the assumption that it would be his promotion. Okay, the next user, King of Kings 323. Do I think Brock Lesnar will ever return? If he does, it would be to TNA. He'll never be in the WWE again. He's burned too many bridges there. On top of that, he's now fighting for the UFC, and unless he gets completely trashed there, which he could, who knows? I don't think he will, but he'll never be in the WWE again. TNA possibly, only because of Kurt Angle, and only because of the schedule. I mean, Tito Ortiz went to TNA, Brock Lesnar can go to TNA, right? Also, I was watching ECW, and it really sucks, and I thought SmackDown sucked. I mean, you don't know any of the wrestlers, so you can't feel for them. They're all new faces. Why is WWE allowing this to happen to ECW? Well, ECW does suck. SmackDown, I would argue that it doesn't, or it won't, at least once Edge gets back, and they have a little bit more leeway to fool around with, instead of Batista being in every single main event. But I think the wrestling is better on SmackDown personally. Like, as far as the in-ring product, I think SmackDown is, when you get you think about Finlay, Mysterio, Edge, Undertaker, Matt Hardy, MVP. I mean, they've got some really good wrestlers, and not to say that Raw doesn't, but I mean, for a while there, SmackDown was the better show. I think towards the end of 06, and maybe even the first half of 07, I think Raw was the better, SmackDown was the better show. But I mean, that's just my opinion. ECW, why is WWE doing this with ECW? ECW is seen as more of a, at first they were trying to make it a legitimate third brand, and now it's more or less a high-profile development territory. They kind of send people there to test them out and see how they do, as which they did with Johnny Nitro or John Morrison. They sent him there, made him the champ to see if he could draw, and you be the judge. I mean, I think he's doing all right, but I don't think he could pull it off. He could maybe pull it off on SmackDown eventually, but I don't think he'd be big enough to try to do it on Raw. But the same thing with CM Punk, that they sent him there to see if he could draw. Well, that's not why they sent him there, but right now, I mean, the reason he hasn't moved up by now is because they're testing him out as champ, and I think he's doing all right. He's definitely the biggest draw in ECW. I'm looking forward to his match against John Morrison at Survivor Series, I believe is when they're. I think that's what it is anyway. I can't remember now. Again, 3:30 in the morning now. So yeah, I mean, ECW is more of a development territory. I think now they're merging with SmackDown, so I mean they're going to. You'll start seeing some of their stars on SmackDown. You'll start seeing SmackDown stars in ECW, and in the end it'll all work out. And I mean, you'll see it'll all come for full circle in a few years. I mean, you've got guys like The Miz, who's now in ECW, and it's a place for those guys. They didn't get over on SmackDown or Raw, so let's retool them, send them to ECW, see if it gets over. If it doesn't, no big deal, because no one's really watching anyway. So, I think I'm running out of time here, but I'll have another episode up pretty soon. There's a lot of topics I want to talk about next time. Keep sending your questions in. I need lots more questions. I only got from 2 users this round, so make sure you send in your questions. Any question you want, doesn't matter how stupid you think it is or how minor you think it is. If you send me a bunch of questions, I'll pick the best of the bunch. Alright, thanks for watching.